Here's your New York Muscle Radio fitness tip with Anthony Bevilacqua and Pete Kacharian.
What's up, guys? New York Muscle Radio's fitness tip number 6. It's your host, Anthony Bevilacqua, alongside my co-host, Big Pete Kacharian. Today, we're going to discuss off-day nutrition. We're going to talk about what you should be doing nutritionally on your off days. This is a question that commonly comes up with clients, so we're going to answer this question for you in a short little snippet today. So, basically, off-day nutrition, when we say that, we're referring to what you do with your diet on the days that you're not doing anything. On a day that you're a rest day, a day that you're home, doing nothing. And should you be eating the same on those days? My answer is that you shouldn't be eating the same on those days. I believe that you should be eating a little bit less on your off days, only because you're expelling less calories, you're not as active as you normally are, and you're going to feel overall better to have a little bit less, especially if you're bulking, to give yourself 2 days of a little less eating.
Yeah, I agree with that. As far as being in a caloric deficit, the rules change a little bit, because if you are contest prepping or you are in a dieting phase, you should be in a caloric deficit throughout the course of the whole week. So if your diet is on point with that, then off-day nutrition really doesn't need to be adjusted. If you're in a surplus, however, though, it does make more sense to have days where you eat less food, like you mentioned, as far as carbohydrates specifically. Protein, you never really need to change too much. As far as an energy source, carbs are going to be the main one you want to manipulate. Obviously, you're going to want more energy on days you have to train hard, and you're not going to need as much, especially in a surplus, on days you're just resting.
Overall, I would say just to try it both ways. Try eating your normal calories, even on your off days, and see how your body responds and see how you feel. If you feel a little different eating less on those days, then by all means, go for it. But yeah, again, like my co-host mentioned also, protein is going to be something that's going to be pretty static during those days, and I would just pretty much lower the carbs all around. You keep the fat the same, right, big guy?
Yeah, protein and fats you should pretty much keep consistent. Carbs are the easiest thing to manipulate anyway. As far as insulin sensitivity and just your overall metabolism, carbs are going to play the biggest role in that. So you do want to mess with those the most if you have one macronutrient to play with in terms of off-day nutrition versus days you are training.
I would recommend also cutting back about 80% of your normal carb intake on those off days if you're going to give this a try and see if it works for you. Because ultimately, we could recommend it and it may not work for you. So you got to try with it and then try without it. But again, you want to consume about 80% less carbs on those days.
Yeah, very, very good rule of thumb. And again, this is going to depend on individual to individual. Not everybody can follow the same approach. And depending what your goals are, like I said, it's gonna make the difference. You don't want to just take the 80% rule and apply that to dieting, to reverse dieting, and to bulking. When you're deep into the off season in a bulking phase, your nutrition recommendations are going to be way different than contest prepping or a few weeks out from a show.
Alright, guys, so that was New York Muscle Radio's fitness tip number 6. Again, these are little snippets just to give you guys a little taste of New York Muscle Radio and to understand these topics fully in depth. Again, if you guys want to listen to a full episode, be sure to check where you downloaded this from and go back and scroll through, and you'll find the full episode there of New York Muscle Radio. So, guys, this is New York Muscle Radio's fitness tip number 6, and until the next one.
Enjoyed this episode of New York Muscle Radio? Make sure to hit that subscribe button, leave us a 5-star review, and be sure to follow us on Facebook, New York Muscle Radio.